What in the Chanel is going on here? Is Chanel using fake leather in the interior of their bags? Because if that's so, why are we paying thousands and thousands of dollars for these leather bags when it ain't even leather on the inside? And if that's the case, I want a refund. Okay, let's just back it up here. What the hell am I talking about? You all know Leather Tannerstein. He just did a video where someone sent him in a timeless Chanel tote bag, the vintage timeless Chanel tote bag. And as per usual, he deconstructed the bags so he could inspect and assess the raw materials used. Now, I'm a vintage Chanel girl, as you know. I've got 1, 2, 3 vintage Chanel bags, and I love them. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous. I've been obsessed with vintage Chanel for years. And what did he find? It had a beautiful exterior lambskin. He praised it. It's over a 30-year-old bag. He did his usual scratch test on the exterior and it came up great. It showed that the lambskin was durable. Then he did his usual acetone test. Again, things were going well. The exterior showed that underneath the coating that he removed after applying the acetone, the lambskin was good. It's when he got to the interior, that's when things went left. At first he thought this was a leather-lined bag, maybe goat skin. I thought it was a leather-lined bag. Then he did his acetone test and he inspected it close up. Lo and behold, it was pleather. Okay. Pleather? Chanel? Come on, Chanel, don't let us down like that. Okay, now some people are saying, is that even an authentic bag? So that bag was authenticated by Entropy, but that's not 100% assurance that that's an authentic bag. Maybe it was a fake. Maybe it's real, and they do use pleather. I don't work at Chanel. I don't work in the Chanel factory, so I can't see firsthand what happened at the Chanel factory, what materials were used. All we know is what we're told and what rumors go around. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait, I already knew that. Like, of course, some of their bags have a bit of pleather in it, particularly the seasonal bags. In the comment section, one person even said, usually the Chanel Classic flaps, they're leather interior. Seasonals, they can be vinyl. So for some people, this ain't new news. For me, it's new news though. Tell me where you are. Are you one of those people who are shocked like me? Or are you one of those people that said, look, I already kind of knew, that's not surprising. Now let's take a look at the comment section. Okay, so Jessica R says, this is why a lot of vintage Chanel pieces will be sticky inside the pockets. The PU degrades over time. It's a shame and definitely not luxury. Definitely a sticky lining is a common thing you will see in the ads for vintage Chanels. So again, some people are like, this is not that surprising. It makes sense. Chi Sim says, fake leather lasted 30 years is impressive too. That's kind of a bit of a funny one. So MHC says, I have some vintage Chanel bags. They use vinyl in those old bags. And yes, you can also refer to it as PU. A lot of them had leather like goat, but some of them had vinyl. More modern Chanel use a mostly fabric lining. They say it's to keep the bag as light as possible. However, I would prefer a leather lining. Thanks for the deconstruction. Black Dragon 482 says, I hope you receive a vintage classic flap to deconstruct, and my hope is it'll answer the question. Increase the sample size and we'll know more definitely. The exterior looks amazing, and most counterfeit bags are the newer styles, not generally the vintage pieces. My guess is Chanel has been duping us with their carefully crafted reputation since day one. Joyce C says, I've always wondered about the leather inside Chanel classic flaps. When I bought mine several years ago, it felt suspicious to me. The burgundy leather always felt like fake leather to me. I had my doubts since then. Would love to see you deconstruct a classic flap one day. Now, what's even more disappointing is that when he constructed the tabby bag, even the lining of that bag was leather. Now, we all know Coach is known for their leather, but come on, let's compare the price points. You'd be thinking at the Chanel price point versus the Coach price point, Chanel could at least match the leather that Coach is using on the interior. Come on. Now, Coach did, however, not use real leather on their Creed patch. So that was like a little bit questionable. It's like you went all the way leather, but then the Creed, which represents your brand, is made from pleather. So that was a little bit unexpected too. So guys, I went to the Chanel website just to see what information are they giving current buyers now about the bags on sale now. So number one, I went to the large classic flap, the lambskin one. It really just says lambskin. It doesn't break it down what you're getting interior, exterior. It's just like, just lambskin. So transparency can be improved. And look at this price point. Okay, it's in Australian dollars, but still 17,000 Australian dollars. This is not within reach for a majority of Australian citizens. This has become like a 1% bag. Like only 1% of the population can afford this bag. For that amount of money, you could literally buy a car. You get more details about the car you're buying than this handbag you're buying when the price points are neck and neck. Come on, for 17,000, can you give me a bit more info about what I'm getting, please? Now let's look at a seasonal bag. This is the Chanel 22 backpack. Again, basically no information. You just get a couple of words here. For this amount of money, can you tell us a bit more, please? Can I know a bit more about what my money's buying me? Other than the prestige of the name Chanel, can I have a bit more detail, please? Okay, so it's got me thinking. It's got me looking at my own bags like crazy. I'm there. I'm like inspecting them. I'm feeling them. I'm smelling them. Like, are my bags fake leather? What is going on? I've always looked at these like my leather babies. Am I wrong? Let's start with the order in which I bought these bags. This is my Series 2. This is like a vintage double strap top zip bag. Now, when I was first sold this bag, I've had it refurbished, so it's been painted now. The seller told me she didn't believe it was lamb or caviar, but maybe a goat skin, and the texture's changed because I sent it in to be repainted. Now, this one has a burgundy leather interior, and in the pockets, it's just the leather that they use on the outside. So I know these pockets have a leather lining because it's the same material. It's one piece of material there. So I know it's the same leather as the outside. But this burgundy one, I'm thinking it's leather. And now I'm like, okay, wait, am I wrong? Now, actually, if you're interested in this bag, I have a whole review video for it so that you can check it out. I'll link it up above. So the next bag I bought is this curved Chanel Series 0 lambskin bag. Now this bag hasn't been sparred. And this one, when I open it up, okay, we have this luscious, I wish you guys could feel things through video. Okay, luscious inside of the flap, and it's got a burgundy interior as well. Now this burgundy interior feels like this burgundy interior. So there's a consistent feeling there. Now maybe they're both consistently pleather. I don't know. But what this feels like compared to the inside of the flap feels like two different materials. Now, I'm not a leather expert, so I'm just going off by whatever I'm touching and looking at. And I'm thinking this is leather too. But am I wrong? Now, this bag, I have to say, I got at a really good deal. I got this for 1.3K US dollars back in 2019 from my favorite seller, brand JFA. Now, if you want to check out a review of this bag, I'm going to leave it here for you. Now, the third bag is this one. This is also a Series 0, same as this one. However, this one was already sparred. Now, I got this at a relatively okay price. It was 1,600 US that I got in 2022. However, it was probably a good price because it's been painted. But I asked the seller point blank period, has this bag been sparred? And she replied no. So, some sellers out there. Anyways, so now I'm questioning the texture of the inside of this bag because I know it's been painted. Consistent with this other Series 0 bag, the inside of the flap feels softer than the inside of the body of the bag. However, it doesn't feel as soft as this one. So my guess is the inside of this one has been refurbished as well. I'm thinking after smelling and touching and looking at my interiors that they are leather. But now, bit of a seed of doubt. Tell me what your opinion is. What vintage Chanel do you have in your collection? Smell, feel, touch it. Do you think yours is leather? Comment down below. Have we been duped by Chanel, or is this no real big surprise? Let me know what you think.